Okay, ready everybody? Okay. One moment. So we discussed numbers, and if you go down, further, later, down, keep going. So we did 1 to 10, that's done. The number stick, how many? So example number 1, subject, predicate. 2 numbers. So we voted to show it 2 ways, A and B. Because there's a variant.
Okay.
And that's why we decided to show those 2 examples. For
Okay.
have with the NMS, who.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah. Have. Is that clear, sir? Can you see it?
Yes.
And then the next one is holding number 4 and have.
Right. You can take that translation. I think, why don't you put down this translation? So just indicate the best translation for both 2A and 2B, because it might not be clear, because after 2A, there's nothing. After 2B, there's a translation.
So we need to insert that in.
It's up to you. That would be my suggestion. That way people know that it's the same, 2A and 2B have the same meaning. And we can put a note in the additional linguistic and cultural information, part 4. I will help you do that today. Yes, yes. And you can change that to black font. Okay, good.
To be,
Mhm.
have is omitted, means it's already within the statement.
Yeah,
So maybe Shaq can zoom it in. Yes.
or you can say manual's part of predicate have is omitted. You can leave it like it is, or you can say,
Manual.
okay. If you, it's a bit difficult to know how to analyze 2B because um, if you want to say the have is a non-manual, then you have to change object to object, um, and then under object, you would need to put predicate non-manual, something like this. Okay, so the first part would look like this, object plus predicate. And then you could put, um, and you under object,
Yeah, that's something new.
put noun. Under um, under predicate, put
So basically, sir, it's the n and num are aligned with object and predicate in the center. Is that
no,
what you,
so uh,
or like that?
like that.
Okay.
Well, put it together. So object plus predicate, put it together like you see. hold on. Don't make two spaces. We'll put object plus predicate. Yeah, like that. And no, don't space it out. Put it together. Yes. Now, what you have is noun plus numeral. And what you might do here is this. You might put at the edge, manual,
Like that, sir?
yes. Or if you can put manual at the very left-hand corner. Like just move the manual part over and leave in under stick. Yes. And put in over to the right a little bit. Put spaces in between, put spaces in between manual and in. Yes. Okay. And then go down and make another line. After number, hit the return.
So, sorry, I'm not getting the explanation. Shaq is saying.
Okay.
Uh,
You see where NUM and then the bracket is? Yeah. After the bracket, hit return. Hit the enter key. So it will be noun, number, enter, and then down here, and then go back over to number, and then actually hit. Okay, let me easier if
so
I show you.
Jasmine's saying, isn't this the non-manual example?
Yeah, so this is manual, and then yeah, put non-manual over to where manual is. See non-manual here? Move that over to under manual. Yes, okay. Now, under number, put V. V.
Letter V.
Yeah, for verb. Okay, take out the second non-manual under number. Okay, now put V. Okay, and put bracket. Yes. And go down to manual part of have is omitted. And then put this, add this. Yes. How do you think about this? Is it clear?
Jasmine, Phoebes, what do you think? Renz, anyone? Jasmine's nodding her head.
We can put more explanation in part 4.
Okay. Should I go to part 4 now? Go
Yeah.
down?
Mhm.
Okay.
Go down
Here?
to the end. Go down to the end. Okay. Go back up to number 7 for example 7. Let me see that example. Okay. Okay, no problem. Go back down to part 4. Okay, let me see. Okay, so then you can put it in the beginning.
Sorry, just cut and paste the same.
Hmm?
Cut and paste the same thing.
Let me see. Let me try to write something up a little longer. So I think you can take out the manual part of have is deleted. Just start with the verb have, and FSL has a manual component and a non-manual component. And then in many short sentences with have, the manual component can be deleted and only the non-manual component remains. See example 2B. So since that one occurs earlier, you might want to put it before the normal word order. Yeah. Yeah, I'll put that first, I think. Or let me see, let me go back and let me see example 1. Example 1, let me see example 1.
Sorry, Shaq is just getting confused because he's getting direction from the interpreter, Jasmine, and others. So he needs to look at one person at a time.
Okay, so please go to example 1 if you can.
Okay, hold on. Um,
Okay. If you can, Chuck, go back down to part 4. Near the end, part 4. Okay, so put the sentence about the have that I typed out before, put that after a new paragraph after the normal word order with noun phrases for Filipino Sign Language is noun plus number. Yes, and then put a tab, indent the verb have. Yes, yes. Okay, now I made a mistake. Have should have double quotes on both sides. I put double quote on left and single quote on right, so make it the same. Okay, good. Okay, now, I think you're okay. The reason why I wanted to see the example was I wanted to see which occurred first, noun and number or the deletion of have. And they both occur in example 2B or 2A. So I think it's fine to put the normal word order is noun plus number and then talk about the verb have. Okay? Maybe I confused you and I'm sorry if I did. Okay?
It's okay, sir.
The idea is to kind of put the notes in the order in which they occur in the examples. Yes. More clear in signing than in English. So watch again how Ember translated it. Okay, I'll continue working with you on this, so don't worry. Okay, now let's go back to number 7. I think there was another place where you had some questions on number 7. Yes, okay. Now, I go back up to A. I think it's better not to include 7A and 7B together, because I think there may be slightly different meaning. So when you look at the signs, tomorrow, Tuesday, right? And then tomorrow, Tuesday, is that really the same meaning or not? Exactly the same.
The same.
Okay, so when you ask, tomorrow is Tuesday, what do you expect to get for an answer?
Yes.
Yes. Or no.
Mhm.
Can be no, can be yes, can be no. But if you sign tomorrow, Tuesday, right? Do you
Yes
expect
and
to
no.
get a no answer for that one? Okay, why do you add right in a sentence?
To ask the question? To
No,
ask the
because you
question?
can ask the question by just simply raising your eyebrows.
S- s-
Okay, let's change it around a little
So
bit.
Meng is saying, Dr. Woody, so 7A and B, in terms of it having the same meaning, they do.
Same or similar? In English, now we can't analyze on the basis of English. Cannot analyze. Ember cannot analyze on the basis of English. But in English, if you say, is tomorrow Tuesday? You could get a yes or no answer. You would expect either yes or no because you don't know. But in English, if you say, tomorrow's Tuesday, right? Or tomorrow's Tuesday, isn't it? You expect that you are correct. You're not expecting a no answer. You're expecting a yes answer. So when you say, is tomorrow Tuesday, you don't really know for sure. And you're asking, is tomorrow Tuesday or Wednesday? But when you ask the question in English, tomorrow is Tuesday, isn't it? You are claiming that you think you know tomorrow is Tuesday. You were pretty sure. So I'm asking you in Filipino Sign Language, do you have the same difference in meaning between those sentences? In other words, do you equally expect a yes/no answer in both of those sentences?
Nodding the head, yes. Yes. Jasmine saying yes.
That you equally expect yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, then I suggest you only use the example 7b. You don't need to use both.
Shaka saying, I think we don't need B. Ray saying no,
Oh,
but
okay.
A is the one that Dr. Woody said. Shaka saying, let's vote. A or B. This is Shaq. Okay, let's put it to a vote. Which one do you want to get rid of? Get rid of B, get rid of B. Okay, this is Jasmine. So A is both stay, B is get rid of B. Oh, sorry. So A or B, which do you get rid of? A or B? Sorry, confusion. Get rid of or keep?
Well, okay.
Uh,
Can Woody interrupt for a
get rid
second?
of.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. Okay, let's take another example. How would you ask somebody if they've eaten? You'd finish? But how would you ask it?
like that. Jasmine saying
Okay.
eat finish, eat
So,
finish.
so would you sign? Would you sign that? Yeah, see, sometimes it has a different meaning. So I'm suggesting that you choose the more general form for now, and then later we can try to clarify when you use A and when you use B, because you can't use A and B under all circumstances.
Jasmine is saying let's keep B then. I think most people are wanting B. So A, we'll get rid of A. Okay.
Yeah, we can introduce the right construction a little bit later. Because I think you're correct, but I won't, just want to make sure. So Jacques, you were saying that is okay, right? But a little bit strange. Yeah, okay. So I think we keep the, yeah, yeah.
Sir, Dr. Woody, sorry, if you don't mind, would you mind saying, well, I know signing and speaking at the same time, but there's some deaf people that only have their cell phones, so they're not able to see everybody. So when you
Okay,
do your example, Ray, for example, can't see you. So can
okay.
you, so that the interpreter can also copy you?
Um, yeah, I think I signed that, but I don't know if you can't see me, then it's a problem.
Okay.
Okay, so Jacques, can you stop sharing? Okay, can you see me now? Okay, so, okay, I'm going to ask the interpreters to interpret up until the example, and then I will show the example. Okay. So when we look at have you eaten, that may be a little different. So here are my examples. Okay. Yeah, so I think number one, which is actually B in your example 7. That's the one you should choose for lesson 2. And then we can talk about when you can use right, okay? Yeah. Otherwise, I don't think that tomorrow, Tuesday, right, is more basic. I think probably tomorrow, Tuesday, is more basic in the sense it can be generalized more. So you can say you eat finish with the question on the face. Is okay. But to say you eat finish, right, is maybe not so good. Okay, so that's why I suggest using the one you can use most generally with most verbs. Okay, and then it makes sense to have what Jacques had. Question is expressed through raising the eyebrows. But that's just my suggestion. Okay, so you have to make a decision.
Yami has her hand up.
Mm-hmm.
So hypothetically, you know, Saturday is the 25th, right? Or Saturday is the 28th, and then the eyebrow only. So it just makes it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it is a little bit different.
Sorry, Yami, say, can you reinterpret it again? Sorry, we didn't spotlight you, Ember. Yeah.
Okay, so I think Woody said, I think it is a little different. Because you can't use both in every situation.
Shaq has his
Shock,
hand up.
yeah, shock.
I have two questions. So when you ask to eat, it's like this with the eyebrows, right? So the answer is yes. But when you say something regarding to about a date, then that's like for something like, I think if you ask something with a date or something or a specific day, it's different because like when you eat, you don't really use right. But when you want to confirm something, you use right.
Yeah, that's right. You want to confirm something. But when you don't use right, you only use facial expression. You're maybe confirming, maybe not. You don't know. You're not asking the person to confirm.
Yes, I
Okay.
understand.
Yeah.
Yami's saying.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can do it whatever way you want. But if you introduce right first, then people are going to be using that most of the time. Okay, so that's why you don't want to introduce right. Now, if you want to use both, you can just leave the English translation. And I think people who know English will kind of understand the difference, that with right, you're asking someone to confirm. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, it's the sign for confirm.
Yeah. So you're asking if it's true. You're assuming that it's true, and you're asking for someone to confirm that it's true.
Meng has her hand up.
Mm-hmm.
So in the deaf community, there is like the head shake. Tomorrow's Tuesday, right? Yes and no. So there's also that confirmation or no? Okay, never mind. People are saying no.
Okay, I mean, maybe some people use it, but I think but that is a more specific kind of thing. In English, we would have to say something like, huh. You kind of have to start off the sentence with, huh, So is tomorrow Tuesday or not? Okay, you're thinking about that. But that's a more advanced kind of way of asking a question. And just like using right is a more advanced way to ask a question than just using the simple question, at least in English. But you have to make those decisions about how you want to do that. I'm not a native user of FSL. I'm not a fluent user of FSL. I'm just telling you how I would respond to those sentences based on the English translation. And the cultural assumptions that deaf people may have may be different. Filipino deaf people may be different from my cultural assumptions.
We do a switch interpreter.
Okay. So maybe you can ask other deaf people, or you can look at the community and find out what most people are using. Okay. Suppose you haven't ever met somebody. Okay. Say before you met me is maybe a little bit abstract, but before you met Woody, you maybe have seen the sign Woody. So but you would expect me, you're expecting me to be Woody if you sign right. Well, anyway, you can think about it more and think about how you want to decide. Whether you want to include 7A, 7B, or both. Okay, those are just my comments related to 7A and 7B. Okay, so looks like lesson 2 is basically finished. Right? Yes. Because you're asking for confirmation,
Yay.
right? Okay. All right, let's go on to, unless you have any more questions about lesson 2, let's go on to lesson 3. Shock?
So we can integrate those in different lessons, how, adding the word right or adding the word finish can
Yeah,
change the meaning to it. Like, so lesson two, you have right. And then later when we talk about food, we can say finish. We don't need right,
right.
right?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. And I would advise doing that to make it more clear. Um, Now, if you want to introduce both in lesson two, you can, but then you just need to remind people that while it looks like you can use both ways, you can't always use both ways. You have to choose one or the other. And you have to wait until you learn more signing before you will know the difference. But we can do that if you prefer. Okay. That's kind of the same as saying you can have or, but having and it's more generalizable. You can do it with short sentences. Now, I think the question with just the non-manual raising of the eyebrows and the question of right with question on the face, that's a little bit more complicated. So,
Peeps.
yeah.
So there are other facial expressions that are kind of off cuff, like, when you ask people to come with you, there's a different facial for that.
Yeah.
Uh, so I know how it's hard for the interpreter to possibly interpret that, but uh, so that would be something advanced, I guess.
Yeah, something more advanced.
Or
Yeah. Yeah. Jasmine?
yeah, lesson 10 probably. So lesson 2 will send to you, Dr. Woody.
Yes.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah. So, you can spend a couple of days thinking about it, but, try to send me lesson two by Monday. Okay. Okay. So let's look at lesson three. So, Shock, you want to pull that one up again? Let me see what time it is. We may need to take a break. Yeah, it's been an hour. Let's take a break for 10 minutes. Come back at 3:15. Okay. All right. Okay. Lesson three.
Okay,
Let's go down the vocabulary. Okay, so
so if we go down a little bit,
oh yeah, so
we changed the
let's
black
make
hand shape
yeah. So the black hand shape.
and also the brown hand shape.
Yeah. Okay.
Shack.
Okay.
Okay.
Looks like I can't tell if black's been fixed. I think brown hasn't been fixed yet.
Yeah, black has been fixed.
Has been fixed. Okay.
Yeah,
And what about brown?
you want to zoom in black just to double check the hand. Okay, brown. Sorry, let me get Shaq's attention here. Shaq, black's good, right? Yeah, black is good. All right, this is brown, and we made more of a indent on the middle finger to make it more clear.
Or you can put, if you think that's clear, it's okay. I think it's more, looks like it's more clear than what's before. Is that one movement down?
Yes, one movement once.
Okay. All right, so you can decide if you want to do a little more with that. Okay. So I'm not sure about violet though. It looks a little, yellow looks okay. What about violet?
They're demonstrating how the other version of violet. Remember when you mentioned there's two versions?
Okay, you should list those as two separate signs though. The little circle at the beginning or in the middle of the sign shows a transition like facial expression or shows a more clarity of the hand shape in the sign.
So separate it.
Yeah, make two signs. Can be violet 1, violet 2.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, blue, green, and white look okay. Oh.
So blue, and then green,
Green.
and then we added those arrows, those extra
Yes,
arrows
white.
to green.
Yes, good.
Okay, we have white there. Next,
Orange,
this is
that's more
orange.
clear, yes. Orientation of the hand shape more clear.
And then we had gray. Same thing, or so just a different variation. It's
Yeah.
same. Should I do two separate signs or?
Like this one, right? And then like this one.
Yeah. So one is on the side of the finger. One is on the surface of the finger.
Okay. Do you always have the thumb extended or not? Okay, not the thumb extended on the palm down. Okay, so yeah, I would put two signs. Or you can pick whichever sign you think is more widely used. And then in the dictionary, we will include both signs. So which way would you like to go on that?
We'll just put the two signs then. This
Okay,
is Yami or Jasmine.
okay. Okay,
So Yami was signing white and green like this. So there's white on the face and green, and then those are the other versions of those colors.
okay.
So
Yummy.
which means that do we have to put there's at least two versions of each color. So do we want to put two versions then?
I think for teaching purposes, you want to choose what is most common, what people are going to see most frequently. And for the
Yami has
dictionary, then you include all the variants.
so
You
Yami
can
has
put
her
a
hand
note,
up.
you can put a, oh, sorry, let me just finish here for a second. You can put a note in section 4 that for the student to look at, that there are many, more than one sign for each color, and the
Sorry,
student
sir.
should
We're
look
just
at the
going to
dictionary.
spotlight. We're just going to spot. Sorry, we going back and forth who's spotlighting who. Yep. Can you go back to what you said about the note?
Yeah, okay, so, sorry. I can't see everybody when
Okay.
the sharing is up. Okay, so if you have more than one sign for most of the colors, or for many of the colors, then we can put a note at the end of the chapter, like section 4. You can put a note saying there are different signs for colors. We've tried to include what we think are the most common sign, but you should also look in the companion dictionary to compare the variants. Now, the question is going to be, for you all, what do you want lessons 1 to 5 teaching and 1 to 5 dictionary in one book? And dictionary 1 to 5 in the same book? So it would be lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, lesson 5, and then dictionary. And all in the same book. Or you can do lesson 1 to 10 teaching in one book, and then lesson 1 to 10 dictionary in another book. I can send you copies of what it would look like. In Vietnam, we did lesson 1 to 10 teaching in one book, and dictionary 1 to 10 in another book. But in Cambodia and in Myanmar, we did lesson 1 to 5 teaching, and then lesson 1 to 5 dictionary in the same book. If you want to see how these books look different, I can send you copies.
Okay, sir.
And then what do you think about Yami's sign, white, on the face? Could I see your sign, Yami?
So white and white, white.
So you had this sign for white?
Orange, orange, orange. So that's another
And
sign
this
for orange.
orange, okay. All right.
And then silver, it's also like this.
Like California, yeah.
Yeah.
Gold in
So
California.
there's two versions.
Yeah,
Gold, like this.
yeah. Okay. maybe it will also, I will go through the ASL sign so you can make a
Well,
comparison.
because Rafi encouraged us to, sorry. So I'm just trying to figure out who's talking. The reason being is because Rafi told us that we should try to make things as FSL as possible and make less of the initialized signs, because a lot of those signs, you know, with the G hand shape for green, for example, we want to be more FSL.
Yeah, okay. Let me show you some examples of the ASL signs where many of these came from, not all. So you can make a comparison. Shock, can you go up to the vocabulary, the beginning of the vocabulary in lesson 3? Okay. All right, so in ASL, either black or black. No, not, yeah. This sign is more Asian sign, but this sign and this sign, black and black, come from French Sign Language. And they were imported into ASL and from ASL into Thai Sign Language and from French Sign Language into Ho Chi Minh City Sign Language. This sign is black in the north of Vietnam, different sign. Okay, red, the same. Pink in ASL is pink or pink. Pink, yeah, red and pink. Brown, brown. Yellow. Violet, I don't believe we have a sign in ASL. I believe most people fingerspell. Can you go down, Chuck? Okay, but blue and green. White actually comes from French Sign Language also, and used in ASL, but usually just one movement. Okay, and go down. Oh, actually the sign, we have this sign in ASL, which means a white person, a Caucasian person. Okay, go down. Orange is the same in ASL as the fruit. And then usually gray is like this. And gold, but silver. Silver. So I'm not suggesting you use those signs by any means, but I'm suggesting that you know which of these signs are ASL related. So clearly blue, green, yellow are ASL related. Okay, and this sign, only refers to white people. So I'm not sure if this is related to that or it's something that developed separately in Filipino Sign Language. Yeah. Mm.
Yami here. So white on the face is because of the light. It's like glaring white.
Mm.
I think that was the concept behind that.
Yeah, but what, you need to make sure before you use it.
Sorry, switching to Ember. Again, Ember.
Yummy.
Yeah, to be honest, there's lots of people in the community that actually don't use uh, the more FSL choices. They're influenced by ASL. Like, well, black or brown has also, so this is also the sign for itim, black. In the community, this is also like a black person.
Mhm.
So, there's those uh, differences in the community. It's not all uniform.
Yeah, so you have to make decisions about what it is you want to teach.
Sorry, spotlight on Ember. Go ahead, Ember. So you do it again. Sorry, there's some freezing. Ray has his hand up. Ray,
Yes, right?
back when I was teaching, we did lessons with initialized signs like green, yellow, blue, black. But for now, when we're checking with other teachers, a lot of them still use initialized, and we were trying to think up of a more natural way of signing these colors. So I learned from the community different kinds, and then I would pick which one that I liked, and some of them were initialized. So it differs, and if you ask another teacher, they would sign certain signs differently. We will definitely make the choices, though. We'll make a consensus on what we're going to put for the handbook. But in the dictionary, we should include all the signs.
Yes, yes.
Uh, but we need to clearly figure out which signs are we going to prioritize to teach.
I agree.
Sorry, spotlight back to Ember. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Shak, can you go down? Uh, One more comment I would make related to what Yami said. So if there are other signs in use in the FSL community uh, that are not closely related to ASL sign, you may want to pick those if you want to promote the use of FSL. But you need to make sure they're used by a substantial part of the community.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
let's go down to verbs. So with the verbs, are you going to include the list in order verb in your example or not?
Not saying not.
Not? Okay, then you should take that out. You should not introduce new vocabulary that you're not going to teach. Now, with examples like color or with numbers, You may not have an example for each color, but you basically could substitute any color in that example. However, with a sign like a list, you're only going to have one or two examples that have that sign. So if you're not going to teach it at all, then you should not include it. I don't know if that's clear or not. So like maybe you won't teach blue, maybe you'll teach blue and you'll teach green and you'll teach yellow, but maybe your example that you teach in class, maybe you only give an example with yellow. You may not have to give an example with each color once you teach the color. Does that make sense or not? Look like a lot of puzzled expression.
Can I try?
No. But with an example like list in order, that would be included in only one or two examples. But if you're not going to include list in order at all in your examples, then you shouldn't put it in the vocabulary, because it's not something you would expect the students to learn. Okay, so if you put list in order in the example, then put it in the vocabulary. But if you don't have any examples with list in order, then you shouldn't put list in order in your vocabulary. Okay, let's go down to the next examples. Okay, so you change this, yes, good. And you clarified first in a list of three, second in a list of three. Clear that this is 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay, with the grammatical examples, let's see how they are now. Okay. Okay. Next one. Sorry. What are these colors here? Here should be not have. What are these colors, or what are these colors here?
So list color what?
Yes.
Nat has his hand up.
Yes. No.
If you can remember, originally we had black and red, and we, since Peeb suggested it, we changed the color red from white in the example.
Okay.
And then there.
Okay. But go back up to example 1. Is that black and white or gray and white?
Sorry, we'll switch it. Black. Yeah, it looks gray.
Yeah, so anyway, think about that, check that, whichever way is fine. But I do have one thing to tell you. Very funny story. When I was working in Cambodia, I asked the different people what color they wanted their books to be. So blue cover, or green cover, or pink cover, or red cover. So we got to the dictionary, big, combining all the dictionary together. And they said, well, let's do gray cover. Never, ever do a gray cover, because there is no color in printing for gray. Gray is a mixture of black and white, and it's very difficult to match gray. So pick a different color from gray. Okay, so I'm not sure if you picked black and it turned out gray. Anyway, if you pick black and it turned out gray, then just say gray and white. And if you can change the gray to black, it's going to work better. If you leave it as gray, it's going to be a problem in printing. Okay, so that's fine. I think it's good to make that change.
Okay.
Something peeps?
No, sir. I have no comment.
Okay, all right. Okay. All right, so rinse this pen. Colors have how many? Okay. Go back up. Go down to the translation. Okay, that's fine, okay. And okay, the translation. Okay, yeah, the translation doesn't exactly follow word by word in the signing, but it's the most natural translation. Okay, number 5. Go down. Okay. All right. Okay, now go down. Yeah, okay. So it's fine to use those 3 colors, but I don't know if you want to go back. It's better if you use different colors, because then you're teaching the vocabulary for different colors. But it's going to be a little more expensive if you change the colors. So from a teaching point of view, it's best to leave the colors different. But from a cost point of view, it may be more expensive. Okay, so the translation is fine. You can change that to black font. Oh, wait, sorry. Go back up. Back up to the example 5. Okay.
I was asking if that was the right translation in English.
Yes. Which one?
The one.
Sentence 1?
The last one.
Go back down.
these
Yes,
colors.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, now the question is, if you ask like colors, how many? And then you ask colors, what? Can you do that without getting an answer? Or do you do like this? Colors, how many? And then I say colors 3. And then you say colors what? Okay,
Again,
one more
sir.
time. Okay, so in signing FSL, when you ask the question, do you ask the question immediately after the other? So for example, this colors how many? This colors what? Or do you ask the question, this colors how many? You wait for an answer. The person says colors 3 or 3. And then you ask the question, color what? So I'm talking about taking turns. Okay. Suppose Rents is asking Jasmine. And so he basically says, how many? Colors, how many? And then does Rents wait for Jasmine to answer, or does he go ahead and ask the second question? These colors what? Nat?
Yes, yes, they can be put together. The so this is not here. So colors, how many? Then the answer, color 3, and then the next part, colors 3 what? Or
Okay, yeah,
color 3 what? Yeah. So
right.
then it's like building, and then they can answer that after. So we can separate. So color 3 what? Yeah. So we can
Yes,
separate that.
yes. So I think you should have,
Wait,
uh,
spotlight, one moment.
okay,
Remember?
go back up. So sentence 5 would be these colors, how many? And then sentence, like you have it, good. And then don't have the sentence 1. Just erase sentence 1 and then have an answer example 6, colors 3. And then example 7, colors 3 what, or however you were going to answer it. That would be example 7. And then example 8 would have sentence 1. Go down. So you would put colors 3 up higher. Then you would start. Okay, maybe easier if you let me share 3 and I can make the changes on my computer and then you can copy them.
So send you the.
Well,
Send you the certificate.
I have lesson 3 already. So I'll just put up my lesson 3 and change it. So stop screen sharing. Okay, now let me get lesson 3 on my computer. Okay. Oops, all right, this is going to be Vietnamese, I think. Yeah, sorry. Go back. Okay. All right, so I'm going to screen share this. So much easier to do in person. Okay. Now this is my lesson 3, so it won't have the changes you all have made. So example, whoops. Okay, example 5 stays the same. These colors, how many? And then, okay, then example 6 should be this. So example 5 is these colors, how many? Example 6, colors 3. This should be 7. Sorry, it's taking me so long to do this. Uh, okay, so this should be I messed it all up. Sorry. Okay, let me see if I can do this again. Sorry. I got it. Mm. Sorry, I'm really messing up here. and now I may have messed up. If you have a picture with three samples on lesson 5, I don't know how I deleted the one with 3. So what you want to do here is, okay, example 5 would be here, colors, how many? So here, colors, how many? Followed by an answer, colors 3. Followed by a question. Colors 3, what? Followed by an answer. This would be number followed by an answer. First, blue. Second, orange. And you need to have 3. And the third is violet. So I think this is what Nat was explaining. Anyway, this is how you can set it up. Nat, is this what you were talking about before?
Yes, it's good. My neck
Okay.
hurts.
Yeah, so sorry about that.
Mhm.
So this colors how many? And then the
Sorry,
answer
we'll switch the spotlight to Ember. Go ahead.
the next sentence, example 6 is colors 3. And then the next example is colors 3 what? Although you need to change the grammar a little bit. And then example 8 has 3 sentences. Sentence 1, the first is blue. Second sentence is, the second is orange, and This is not the right sign, but the third is violet. Changed. Let me see if I have an example of 3 here that I can put in. You know, I still have the old examples in my file. Okay, so with this, do you think you can make the changes that Nat suggested?
Dr. Woody, can you please send this to Shaq, and we'll just transfer it.
Okay, yeah, you'll need to do some changes. One change you will need to do is, sorry, this one. Yeah, I think you should change example 7. Let me try to write it in. Okay, so I'm not sure I can do this. Let me. Yes, okay. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, wrong thing. Okay, there should be a line in between the subject.
Yeah, we'll put a line in there.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to stop sharing now and send this to you and let you try to work with it. Sorry that I'm not more proficient in doing this.
Mhm. It's okay, sir.
All right. Okay, sorry about this. Okay, I'm going to send it to Peeps because I have his email address.
Amber, this is 3. Peeps is asking you if it's 3 or 4.
I'm sorry, Peeps is asking me to what?
It's Amber, asking Amber something.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, hold on a second here. Examples 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. All right. Beebs is sending to you now.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and it's examples 5, 6, 7, and 8 are the ones that are changed. Okay.
So, Dr. Woody, this is Nat speaking.
Yes.
Shaq and I will work together in make those adjustments that you made. And then once we're done, we'll. So, Shaq, you're okay with that? You and I are going to work together on this, Shaq?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, Shaq and I will fix it. Do you want us to work on it today or after our meeting? So I guess we'll do it after our meeting.
Well, I think we can, let's see, let's take a look at Chuck at the rest of lesson 3. And if we can finish that, then we'll stop and you can work on lesson 3 for the rest of the day. Maybe we can see if we can finish lesson 3 today. So also you need to have a discussion about lesson 2, about the 2 questions, facial expression or facial expression with right. Okay, so let's take a look. Chuck, if you can share lesson number 3, starting with example 9.
All right, sir.
Okay. Let's see. Example 7, example 8. Yeah, okay. All right. Let me go back up. Okay, t-shirt and then pants, trousers, hair, okay. Go down. So you want to use both likes in this lesson? There was some discussion about that yesterday. Only, or as Nat says, only use like, or use both. Okay, fine. And then need to change this, leave a little space before you start B, line space. Yes, okay. And then, so now you're
This
going to
is
have to, this is going to be example 10, I think. Go back
Nat.
up.
Nat wants to make a comment.
Yes.
Go back up to we'll zoom in. I don't want that part. Well, the head movement is the
Mhm.
shaking of the no,
Yeah.
right? Don't like.
Okay, but I think this is going to be example 10. Go back up. Yeah, example. No, go back up to the first part. Back up. Okay, let me just check real quick. I think that when I change the colors, when I change the examples, let me look here. Six, seven, eight. Okay, so this example, when you have the first is blue, the second is orange, and the third is violet. That's now example 8. Example 8. So you should start with the example. You color like what? That should be example. Let me see. Example 9. Yes. Wait. Let's go back up. Go back up a little bit. Okay, this sentence should be example 9. You colors like what? Should be example 9. Because, yeah, okay. Yes, go down. That should be example 10, yes. Okay, let's look at the example. Me, violet, like, yes, okay. All right, take out the second sign for violet, use one or the other. And this should be 11, I think. Yes, okay. And take out the or example. Or you can take the example out and then enter it again. Okay. All right, next one down. Should be example 11. Okay. Now, okay. Then the English translation, I think is, or the sign is wrong. Should be you color just like what? Right?
Oh yeah, that's a mistake.
Yeah,
Mark is
yeah.
saying that's a
Right,
mistake.
right. That's easy to make those mistakes, yeah. And then 12. Yes, okay, good. And then 12. Okay.
Deep comment
Mhm.
in number 9. It's also wrong because what did you say recently? Oh, sorry, never mind. This is for
Okay,
right. Okay, this is
okay,
for right. Never mind.
right, okay. All our eyes are getting tired. All right, number 12. All right. And then number 13. Yes. I think this should be, instead of object, it should be predicate for color what? Because to have an object, you would have to have a verb like have. Yes, predicate with the E. Good. Okay, any more? Any more examples? 14. Yes, okay, that's fine. Okay, let's go down and look at the homework. Okay. Go down. Okay, down. Okay, good. So we can take out the first paragraph, starting with when and ending with movement. Yes. Bring up. Okay. I think we're finished with the draft of 3 now.
Yay!
So if Nat and Shock can work on this, and then the rest of you discuss what to do about tomorrow, Tuesday with question, and tomorrow, Tuesday, right? And then decide on that. Then we'll continue tomorrow. Shock and Nat, will that give you enough time to finish lesson 3? we have about
Yes, sir.
25 minutes,
Yes,
25
sir.
minutes left. Okay. All right. Any questions, comments?
Yami says
Okay.
none for me.
Okay. So we'll close for now, and thanks to the interpreter.
Hmm. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. See you tomorrow. And Peebs, I sent you lesson 4, both in the, yes. So yeah, we didn't get to lesson 4 today, but that's okay. You have until tomorrow to send it out.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
And see
you.
you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye. Moving on
Okay,
along,
saglit lang siya.
2, 3, and maybe tomorrow finish 4.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Sir, this is Bay speaking, the
Yes.
interpreter. Because I just noticed when they talk about this as like,
Yes.
because it looks like enjoy
Yeah,
to
it
me.
looks like enjoy to me too, but I
And
don't
then
know.
yeah.
I mean, in ASL, it looks like enjoy, but I don't know what it means in Filipino Sign Language.
Mhm.
Okay, so two hands is enjoy, one hand is like.
Okay.
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 And then I have a question about the possessive. There's no possessive, like mine, your. It's always you, like. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. I mean, there's some questions about, that we still need to ask about that. Now, in Ho Chi Minh City Sign Language, like if you put this, like in front of a noun, it means you if you use it by itself. If you put
okay.
this in front of a noun, like I'm going to use an ASL sign, like you, father, in Ho Chi Minh City Sign Language would be your father, your father. But if you say father like this is the possessive form, but it only goes after the noun. Okay, and in Cambodian Sign Language, you have, again, something like your father, but father, your. This is possessive, but it goes after the noun. So we need to investigate that. Yeah, but that's a good question from the interpreter. Yeah. Here you're okay. So it may be the same in Filipino Sign Language.
So yeah, they're just discussing it now.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we need to talk about that because when we get to lesson 5, we start teaching pronouns like my and your. So we need to look at that. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do that.
Thank you, Dr.
Either
Lee.
starting
Thank you, Dr.
tomorrow or
Lee.
next week.
We're
Okay,
starting. Okay, bye, sir.
bye-bye.
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, bye.